Nomination for president. Can I get someone first nomination?
I nominate Tom Roach.
Anita, first Tom.
I'll second that.
Second by, was that
James.
James? Yay or nay?
Well, so we got it. So we do ask for more nominations. Is there any other nominations for president?
Sorry. Yep. Any other nominations for president of the board? None? Okay. Can I get a roll call? Todd's not there. Anita?
Yay.
Chris?
Yay.
Joe?
Yay.
Ella? Ella, are you there?
Yay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
James?
Yes.
Daniel?
Yes.
Dan? Shields?
Yes.
What was it? What's the other one? I got? It's
Christina
Christina Durkee. Christina Durkee. Sorry about that, Christina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
Okay.
And then Tom.
And Tom Roche.
Yay.
Yay. Okay.
Yay.
Okay. So president of the Board of Education for the 2020-2021 year is Tom Roche.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much, folks.
You have big shoes to fill.
Hey,
Yeah,
Tom, I need to have you stand and I'm going to read you the oath.
Okay.
You can take your oath of office. You ready?
Okay. Yes.
I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge,
and I will faithfully discharge,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
the duties of the office of President of the Board.
the duties of office of the President of the Board.
Okay, it's official.
Thank you, everyone.
Congratulations.
At
Congrats,
this
Tom.
time, Tom, you take over the board meetings.
Thank you, Toby, and thank you, everyone, for your confidence in continuing to do that job. And for you new folks on the board, Dan and Christina, I am available to you 24/7 if you need any questions, any guidance, any clarification on anything. I make myself available, and you'll probably hear from me more than you want to, because I do believe in talking to my board members. I'm not a big text guy, so but thanks again, everyone, for the confidence, and look forward to this year. So the next item on the agenda is the vote for vice president. Do we have any nominations for vice president?
Yeah, I'll nominate Anita.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Joe Carroll,
Second.
Okay. Thank you. Any other nominations for vice president? Okay, I will call for a vote. A roll call, please, on a vote for Anita for vice president. Joe? Yay, right?
Yes.
Chris made the nomination, so Chris is a yay.
Yep.
James Donahue?
Yes.
Dan Shields? Christina Durkee?
Yes.
Ella?
Yes.
And I am a yay, and Anita?
Yes.
Okay, so if I counted correctly, that's 8 yays. So congratulations, Anita.
Thank you.
Toby, would you please administer the oath?
Yes, I will. Here. Okay, ready? I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge,
and I will faithfully discharge,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
the duties of the office of Vice President of the Board.
the duties of the office of Vice President of the Board.
Very good.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Congratulations, Anita.
Looking forward to it.
Awesome. Okay, awesome. Welcome to the hot seat now. There you go. Okay.
Don't go
All
anywhere.
right. So what's our next item? Are we setting committees this evening?
Next item is, it says letter C, oath of office for new board members.
Ah, yes.
I believe I know the answer to this question, but Toby, I just want to confirm
Yes.
publicly that both new board members have taken the oath with you.
Yes, they have, both of them.
Excellent, thank you.
Christina. Welcome, Dan, but you've been here, so. Christina.
Yes, this is officially Christina's first meeting, so welcome, Christina.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks.
We look forward to working with you.
Yeah, and so next would be board committee assignments.
Okay. Dan, is that available to us to look at on the drive?
Yes.
You give me a second, it'll be available for you to see right here.
Oh, perfect. Okay, excellent.
We can all work together in real time.
I forget about that share screen thing we do. Okay, awesome.
So it's coming. So are you able to see that, or do you need to be bigger?
Got it.
Yeah,
That's good.
that works.
Uh-oh. There it goes. Hold on. Still there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I did is I took, obviously the title says 2021, but I took the membership, the 2019, 2020 membership. I pushed it forward onto this sheet so we could work from there. But certainly we can change it any way you want it to change.
So let's look at vacancies first that were created when James left and Mike's departure, because I think those are probably the first things we want to fill, correct?
It's up to you, and it depends on if you want to have 4 plus your alternate, or if you just want to have 4.
We've been
You can do
operating.
it.
We've been operating with alternates, Dan. It actually comes in pretty handy because I can't count the amount of times where
It's
we've
happened.
invited alternates to the table because someone couldn't make it.
So can we work down the list and start with the budget finance and audit committee?
Yep.
And so right now there's 3 people and an alternate, which means if you want to stay with 4 and an alternate, you'd have to add a person. And I know you usually ask if there's anybody there that wants to be off, and anybody new who wants to be on is normally our discussion.
Yeah, that is probably one of the most important committees. Is the committee that meets more frequently than pretty much any other committee on the list of committees. So if there's anyone who's on that would like to step off, let's.
Can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Can we actually put 4 people on that committee and then do an alternate? Is that possible or not? Are we allowed to?
Yeah.
Because I think that's because of how big of a job that is. It might be better to have 4 people on it and then an alternate. Does that make sense?
Oh, you're absolutely right. But let's see if someone wants to step off of it just because they're not interested in being on it, and then we'll see if we got to fill 1 or 2 positions. So does anyone want to step off that's currently on? Okay, I'll take that as a no. So then we want to add 1 person. Is there anyone who's interested in joining the committee? Don't all get your hands up there at once now.
I saw Chris Miles' hand go up.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
awesome.
will, Tom.
Okay, I can't see anything because I'm on my phone trying to get onto my phone.
I think Chris was waving flies. I'm not sure you better check with him.
Well, you're on, Chris. It doesn't matter. You put your hand up, you're on. Okay, so that's a great addition to that committee as well. So awesome.
We'll work down. Next one would be, unless there's other folks that wanted to be on budget and finance and we want to debate over, but it looked like Chris was the only one in the affirmative on that. Curriculum and Instruction Committee, right now, current members are Anita, Todd, Chris, and Tom. We would need at least an alternate unless somebody wants to step down from that.
I would be willing to step down if Christina or Dan wanted to get on that. I mean, it's up to them.
I would be willing to be an alternate for that.
Okay, let's put down Christina as an alternate.
If Anita wants to get out, I spent 32 years in the business, so I would jump on that one.
If you want another committee, you go for it, dude. I'm on too many, so I'm.
I don't want to take off, Anita. I'm not trying to bump you here.
No. I am all about sharing. Sharing is caring, man. It's all you enjoy.
Got it.
All right.
So the
that's
new
James
membership would be James, Todd, Chris, Tom, with an alternate of Christina.
Yes.
That works. And then again, if someone is really passionate about curriculum, I would be willing to yield my seat if someone really wanted it. If not, I'm happy to serve on it.
I'm going to move down to policy. You have Todd, Anita, Joe, and nobody else. So you would need another person and an alternate.
Yeah. And coming on that committee, just know you have to read 800 pages front and back to catch up real quick.
It's a real thing. It's a real thing.
It should not be. It should not be 800 pages anymore.
No, that's because we did a lot of work on it. So yes, you're right.
That's all digital.
Yes. Right. Siri
I
can
feel
read it too
very
now.
invested in this committee now. After reading all that, I feel very invested. I'm not willing to give up my seat.
I'll step up.
Dan's gonna go. All right, that's great.
Do we have
I
any?
have one for you.
Anybody has an alternate for that committee?
It's a great committee for folks, especially new folks, because you do get to be involved in the process of creating policy and understanding procedure and things like that. So it's very informative committee to be on for sure. If anyone's interested in being an
We
alternate.
can run through and go back and see if somebody wants to jump on, depending on what committees they're going to pick here.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right. Strategic planning. Tom, Ella, and we had James as an alternate.
Can I hop on that one?
Is that you, Joe?
Yes, it is.
Oh. Anyone else interested?
I'll gladly give it my alternative spot if somebody wants it.
We'll move down to
I'll reluctantly give it up.
we'll move down to athletics.
Athletics. So athletics has one empty seat and an alternate empty as well, Dan? Is that
Correct.
the bottom of the page? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah.
I would like to do the athletics one.
Christina? Okay.
Yeah.
And then we can get anyone interested in being an alternate there.
I'll be an alternate.
Is that Dan?
Yep.
Okay.
And it'll get a little bit wonky, the list there, but I'll fix it afterwards.
I love that word wonky.
Moves us down to personnel. And I had a thought, and I've expressed this a couple times, but I could see the grievance, negotiation, and personnel committees being combined into one. That would be up to the board, obviously.
Dan, we spoke about that at our retreat last year, I think, about combining some of those committees. And that was one of the ones we spoke about because there's just too many darn committees to go around. So this would be the time, folks, to think about doing that.
Are one of those committees the ones that we have to have, though, according to the policy? Like we have to have, because we looked at it. Remember, splitting something or combining something, and we're like, no, we have to have each of them.
Yeah, one of them. I think that was strategic and budget or something, and we thought
I
we
just
could
wasn't
combine
sure. I
them.
wanted to make sure that we weren't.
But I think we can. I think we can do grievance and personnel together.
I would like to stay on.
I can remove myself if somebody else wants to take that spot.
So I'm gonna combine, and then what did I just heard James say he'd be willing to step down,
Yeah, you got to 4. So if I get off, you get 4.
and I heard Anita say she wanted to stay on.
Yes.
So that leaves us with this list.
So we need an alternate.
Chris, now it leaves us with Chris. Oh, I got Tom twice. Yes, it does. It means that we have to have an alternate, or somebody would have to step off for somebody new to be on.
I'll take the alternate.
Dan. Is everybody else good being on there? Ellie, you're good on there. Chris?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Health and safety, buildings and grounds. There's one vacancy. And obviously if folks want to step down, we can, that conversation can be had right now.
Christina or Dan, if either of you guys want to be on there, I'm happy to come off as the alternate if you both want to be on. Just saying.
I think the two that I got are okay with me.
Yeah, start slow. That's good. That's a good approach,
Yeah.
Christina.
I'll hop on that one.
Did you say, what'd you say, Dan?
Yeah, I'll hop on that.
Okay.
I have two alternates.
I could see that one having to have a few meetings in August just to be open with you folks. Normally that's a couple meetings, 1 or 2 meetings per year, but I think we're probably going to have double that this year once we get some guidance from the state education department, which I believe is supposed to come out on Monday. So we should see. Capital projects, that committee will probably be a little bit dormant for a little while. But we do have a vacancy there. Or we can go.
No, Dan, did we talk about combining those two?
We did, or capital project could be a committee that's only meeting when there's a project to talk about.
Yeah, that committee's probably going to be not really meet that frequently. So
Right.
if at all. So yeah, so I guess leave as is, and just we'll convene that committee if it becomes necessary.
If we want to have 4 people on it, Dan, you can put me on it. If you want it, I don't mind. I don't mind being on it.
Well, my sheet is completely balanced right now.
All right, then don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay. Does the list look okay with everybody?
Completely balanced.
Yeah.
So Tom, we would just need a motion to approve the committees as listed.
Yes, can I get a motion to approve the Fort Edward School Board Committees 2020 to 2021?
Motion.
Second.
Okay,
And
I got Joe as a second. I didn't get the first.
Me either.
I think Dan might have gone first. I'm not sure.
Dan's first. Okay, I got to learn his voice.
Dan and Joe?
Dan and Joe. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hi.
And I'll put that list in the board shared drive.
Okay, perfect.
And next up is your board meeting calendar adoption, and I have that as well.
Okay.
Took the dates. Certainly, we already approved July 7th because we're here. Took the rest of the dates and rolled them out to the second Tuesday. In many cases, there was a couple exceptions I made. In August, I went to the third Monday instead of the second. But September would be the second Monday. October, we have to do Tuesday the 13th because that Monday is Columbus Day. The November meeting would be the second Monday. The December meeting would be the second Monday. The January meeting would be the second Monday. The February meeting would be the second Monday. The March meeting would be the second Monday. April 19th is actually the third Monday. And the reasoning behind that is that the 12th would be the Monday immediately following spring break. Not normally a great meeting date for us, but certainly it's up to you folks. And April 27th, we are locked in by law. We have to have a meeting. It's very short to approve the BOCES budget, or to vote on the BOCES budget and to vote on the BOCES board. That's one where we try to, meet maybe at 5 or 5:30, and that's 10, 15 minutes. May 10th is our regular meeting, and our budget hearing occurs at 6 p.m. just prior to that meeting. May 18th is next year's school budget vote. That date is locked. And then June 14th would be the second Monday in June.
Looks good.
Looks good to me.
So you would need if everybody's good with that, we need a motion.
Need a motion to accept the board meeting calendar for 2020 to 2021.
Motion.
Nita.
Second.
That's Joe.
Yep.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, we're all good.
And I'll send meeting invites to your calendars on all those. Might take me a couple days, but I'll get to it. And I'll put this in the board shared drive as well.
Perfect.
So next up is your annual appointments. And certainly the board can do the appointments however they wish, but you are allowed to group these appointments. And my recommendation might be to group letters A through Z as one appointment, unless there's something that a board member feels they need to have pulled out as an individual appointment.
Dan, my only question is
Which I
Washington
didn't
County question. We got the contract with Washington County. I read through that. Would something happen at the bank, or is there or is it something to do with COVID, or?
Yeah, so the bank will not collect our taxes.
Okay.
And they also have, when you looked at that contract, Washington County will do all the entries into the software and do all the deposits for us. Believe it or not, the bank was not entering the deposits into the tax collection software. So it was pretty disjointed the way it had to be done. We had deposits being made at the bank, and then entries having to be made at the FEH business office. And as far as people trying to get receipts, it was not the most user-friendly process.
Yeah, I heard complaints, so it's good. The price wasn't bad either. That's $17.23. That's not.
I had a conversation with Al Nolette, the treasurer. I will tell you that for certain, the amount we are paying is less than some other schools around us of the same size.
Yeah, that's not a bad price. I'm
But
surprised.
it's because we found a way to do it based on parcels. And we have fewer parcels than some other schools of similar size. So Alpha was able to work with us and come to that number.
Okay. Thank you.
There's not other questions, Tom. If you want to get a motion for A through Z, that's totally up to you. You can go one by one if you want.
No, I'm just going through the items one more time if anyone else needs to review them.
I actually think I have to abstain from F.
All right, so let's chunk them then, Tom. How about A through F?
Yeah, let's do A through F. Okay, so I need a motion to,
I have to abstain from F. So do you want to do A through?
A through E.
Yeah.
there you go. All right, I need a motion to accept annual appointments A through E.
Motion.
Second.
Chris and Nita, any discussion?
Kristen,
All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
The motion,
Aye.
all carry. Okay, we're all good. Any abstention or anyone abstaining? So I need a motion for to appoint the following individual as the school district physician, Dr. David Foote. Need a motion.
Motion.
It looks like we got Dan and James. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And any abstentions? And that will be Anita, right?
I abstain.
Gotcha. Okay, so now can I go for a G through? Wow, I'm going to G to Z. Can I get a motion for G through Z, please?
Motion.
Anita,
Second.
Chris, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any abstentions? Any oppositions? Okay. All right. Looks like we are good on Z. I hear someone trying to say something, a 518 number with the last two digits is 56. If they can mute their phone.
That's Christina.
Oh,
That's
that's
me.
Christina. Okay, that's Christina. I'm sorry. Okay, I didn't recognize your number.
That's okay.
Gotcha.
So for the next set, I again would recommend grouping them, and you are allowed to do so. And you, unless there's something somebody needs to abstain from or needs more information on, you could go double A all the way through double X.
Okay, folks, review that list, please, if you haven't already. If you have any reason why we can't or should not vote on all of these to double X, please let us know now or I will call for a vote. Has everyone reviewed it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. So I need a motion for double A through double X.
Make a motion.
Ella?
Second.
James? Any
Joe.
discussion?
No, Joe.
Oh, I'm sorry, Joe. You guys look so alike. I'm sorry.
Stop it. Lucky Joe.
My eyes are going. So, Joe, I'm sorry. Ella and Joe. Any discussion on that? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Anyone abstaining? All right, so carried. Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
Yes, motion to adjourn the reorganizational meeting. Anita, and that's definitely Joe there. Okay, I can see that. Joe. All right. I'm sure there's no discussion. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Aye.
Awesome. I am going to leave this meeting on loan, Dan, and I'm going to try to join it on my Chromebook. So
We'll see you in 20 minutes, Tom.
So we'll have our new vice president call the meeting order, and we'll do the pledge again.
Wait, I
Or
don't
the
think.
whole meeting.
Yeah.
hold on, but do me a favor. Somebody send me the link in the email because I do not have it and I can't even find it on the website. I'm having technical difficulties.
Come on,
Someone
Tom,
send it to
technology.
me in my email, please.
Got it.
I thought you were Tommy Tech.
You know, typically, but not on Tuesday. I'm not Tommy Tep. Typically on Tuesday. There you go. Let's see. So I'm gonna leave this, and I will join you in the other thingamajiggy.
So Anita, are you there?
I'm here.
Do you want to call the regular board meeting to order?
Yep, I'm gonna call the regular board meeting, the July board meeting to order. Are we standing for the pledge?
Yes.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic
For which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible,
indivisible,
with
with
liberty.
liberty and justice for all.
And Tom is back, right? There he is.
There he is.
Toby, do you have any community comments?
No one has reached out to me regarding that.
Got it.
All you, Mr. Rose.
Look at you stepping right up there. Good stuff. All right. Let's see here.
We're on recognition.
We're on recognition. Okay.
So
Let's talk about graduation. Graduation was awesome.
Yeah, sure. So I just wanted to take one last time to congratulate the class of 2020, both our students, all 31 of them. We had 29 at our graduation ceremony out of the 31, and also to the class of 2020 retirees. As you know, we had a bumper crop of retirees, although one of them's in my top right-hand square, and she was here today helping me get some stuff out for the budget vote, the revote. So congratulations to our students. Congratulations to our retirees.
Thank you.
And, we wish them the best in what's left of their life or going out and beginning their life.
That's right.
We're all beginning their life right now.
Or coming back.
Or-
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, right. Oh, boy.
So that's what I had there for presentations. I had none for this evening.
Okay. All right. But I don't know if this is the time on our agenda, Dan, but I will say that graduation was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And we got to thank everyone who lent a hand in getting that ready. That idea to have it in front of the school, I think unanimously was appreciated by everyone. Just a perfect day, great speeches, great guest speaker. Just overall, the weather was cooperated. It was just a fantastic day.
Absolutely.
I can tell you it was a big hit in the community from the young and the old. So everything went well. It was nice.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Great.
Okay, next up. I don't know that we have too much to report other than the fact that we have an upcoming finance committee meeting, correct, Dan?
Yep. So I sent the invite out today. It's actually going to be next Monday, the 13th. And I'm going to go through some more dates when we get down to discussion. But everything's pretty lockstep based on the guidance the governor gave out last Friday. There are several things that have to be done. Some of them have already been done. So we'll go through those there. But the 13th at 5:30, and I believe that Mr. Herman has already put that under our virtual meetings for the public, so the public will be able to access that through Google Meet, just like we've been doing. So I didn't ask for dates from the board because our dates are limited. We have to have a budget done by the 14th. And we have somebody who attends our finance committee meetings. Charlene's got some time off the end of that week anyway, so it wouldn't have helped us if we had had 3 or 4 more days. So we will have that ready to go, and we want to have that finance committee meeting to share the information. And then, again, I'll share the rest of the dates. There'll be a budget hearing and all those types of things. Grievance and Negotiations Committee met at 5 just prior to this board meeting to discuss a concern with one of our employment groups. At this time, that information is all confidential as it has to do with negotiations and the employment of specific individuals. That's what I have under committees.
Okay. Next up is the staffing and duty updates, the superintendent report.
Yep. So just wanted to update everybody on how it's kind of going. So we're only in the 7th of July, but certainly it's a little bit different operating the school with retirees and the positions that we didn't replace, even though we do have people working part-time. That's going to be different for folks. And I just want to put that out there publicly that we are going to do our absolute best to provide all the service that we can, but it will be a different feel, and it'll be a little bit different. It just has to be. There's no other way to say that. So I wanted to let the board know. I'll update you again on that probably next month, and for certain once school gets started, because it's worth you guys knowing how the changes we made are impacting the operations. That's something you need to be very aware of.
Anything else on your report?
Did you ask a question, Tom?
Yeah, do you have anything else on your report?
No, that's all I have under there.
Okay. Treasurer report. Charlene is on. Does anyone have any questions for Charlene? I think she's on, right?
She is.
I'm
You
here.
Yep,
Just
she's-
want to make sure that everybody saw the fund balance projection and the 5-year projection. And we, again, uploaded all the May reports because I know they were added late last month. Just want to make sure that we kept the May reconciliations with the May financial reports. So you can, I like to keep everything together. And then I also uploaded a little late any warrants that you hadn't yet seen through the June 30th. So I really like to give timely information to the board so you can make well-informed decisions.
Gotcha.
That's my report.
No, we appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, we did get a load of stuff onto the drive. So thank you. Okay. Any questions for Charlene, guys and gals? Okay. All right. Thank you, Charlene. Miss Jones, you are up next.
Okay, so I don't have a lot to report because it's only been 3 weeks since our last board meeting, but the school year did end such as it was on June 16th. The rooms, teachers cleaned out their rooms, turned in their keys, students picked up their belongings, and the classrooms are now being cleaned by the custodial staff. They're almost done. For me, the summer work continues. Our class lists are done. We're working on the schedule for next year, making the necessary changes. In the realm of special education, the extended school year students are all set. We have far fewer going this year because it's mostly remote. But those who are attending ESY just started, most of them yesterday. Our annual reviews are all done. Our plans for next year, in theory, are in place. We're developing a list of students who need their reevaluations because now that we are allowed with, certain health and safety precautions, we are allowed to have students in the building a little bit. Mrs. Nolan is going to try and get some of those reeval pieces done during her work days over the summer. But otherwise, like everyone, we're just waiting for guidance from the governor and DOH and the education department to see what we need to do to start school in September.
Thank you, Ms. Jones. Thank you.
Karen, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
You had the drop-offs of the Chromebooks on June 12th, and
Yep.
you said you were missing some at the time. How are we doing on the collection of those Chromebooks?
I'm not sure about the Chromebooks. I know that the tech department is cleaning them, making sure that they're charged and all in good working order. So I'd have to refer that to the tech department. I
was just asking, because you got it in your report last time.
Yep, we did.
I'll jump in momentarily. So I did speak with Alexi this morning, and he and Jen are finishing up the cleaning of all the devices, and they're generating a report that shows what we have, what's been returned, what has some minor blemishes, what has not been returned, and what has major blemishes. So we'll be working through that. Alexi thinks they'll probably have all that to us in the next week and a half. They'll have it all done.
Okay.
Yep. We do have a handful of students that did not come in to pick up their belongings. So all of that, the few, I don't know, maybe 20 students who haven't picked up their belongings, those items are in my office now, and Mrs. Carpenter made phone calls to those homes. So if the parents do come in, they can collect their student belongings. And if they don't, we'll just hold it until September, and hopefully we can get it to the students somehow then.
Okay, thanks.
Great. Thank you. All right. Anything else for Ms. Jones, folks?
I just have one CSE question. I noticed the St. Anne's contract was in there.
Mm-hmm.
How many students will be attending St. Anne's?
We have one.
One.
We had 4 high need students that moved in during the COVID-19 school closure, and 2 of them had been residential at St. Anne's. They've improved to where one is now going to be a day student at St. Anne's, and one is going to be a day student at SAAC.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Okay. All right, thank you, Ms. Jones. Next up on the agenda is Mr. Ratty.
Thank you. Yeah, very similar to Karen. End of the year was kind of the tie up there from our last meeting, but certainly a huge thank you to the entire community of Fort Edward for everyone coming together to make graduation possible. I know Mr. Ward had used the term hometown graduation going into it. That was the definition of a hometown graduation. It really, picturesque with the fire department bringing in the flag. Thank you to the fire department. Thank you to the police department. It really was the whole community came together to make that happen. And everyone was generally respectful of the guidelines we laid out. I think the parent meetings that we had with the parents of the seniors in the weeks leading up to that really seemed to help. We sent some letters home kind of saying, hey, these are the guidelines laid out by the state. This is what we're doing to be in adherence to that. And it really, everyone was on the same page, and we were all fortunate and just glad to be there at all. Because we had a meeting the week before, or 2 weeks before that said, hey guys, we'll leave it on the list, but in-person graduation is probably off. But then that was a Thursday night, and then it was that Sunday afternoon of that same weekend where Governor Cuomo came back out and said, hey, back on. And it really was an all hands on deck. And the support staff, the cleaners and maintenance staff, day in and day out leading up to that made that all possible. So thank you to everyone for that. Summer school is up and running. We do have a few students attending summer school that is remotely, that is being offered through Granville this summer. But we do have some involvement going on there. Those students, we made sure that they all had the materials needed to be successful on their end through summer school, meaning the Chromebooks. So we have those signed out. The schedule is taking shape. We're actually working with Joanna Scott. She just about finished up the schedule today, and actually was inputting names for students in the student management system through eSchool. Again, just hats off to her, and thank you for her work with that every year. So it makes it possible. And the yearbooks are all in and all out. There are still a few students and families that we were not able to connect with to get those to, but at this point, 99% of the people that ordered yearbooks have them. So thank you to the yearbook staff for that. We did a distribution day on K Street one day, and then we hand delivered quite a few other ones as well. And then other than that, we are finalizing the dates for the handbook code of conduct, as I shared with you guys earlier. And you will all be provided with an updated version that has all that final information shortly. So that's really the gist of what I had. Like I said, just kind of picking up from the end of the year there. Graduation was phenomenal, and again, thank you to Megan Hendricks and her family for attending as well.
Yeah,
and we are ready to go for the summer. So
awesome. Thanks, Sam. And thank you for all the work you put in for graduation. I know you were there and planning and moving and strategizing and all that good stuff. So
found time to change into my suit there at one point too. At one point, I'm like, I'm getting close. I'm like, if I don't change now, I'm not gonna have time to change.
No, it was fantastic. And anyone who didn't see the ceremony, it's posted on our website. It's a really good video as well of the ceremony, so you should check it out.
Thank you to Shelby Gillis again as well. I cannot, Shelby produced a video that it played for the half hour. It was a 28-minute video that she produced for the seniors. We actually told guests to arrive at 5:30 with a ceremony at 6. So for that half hour that guests were there, we played that video that Shelby made. If anyone would like to see that, I do have some copies on some CDs in the office, but really just a phenomenal, heartfelt video that she produced as well. So just another example. I mean, the list goes on and on of all the things people did for the students. So just thank you to everybody.
Awesome.
I like the line too, Sam. We're all real happy to be there.
Awesome. Anybody else questions for Mr. Ratty? Okay. Thank you, Sam. All right, let's go down the road here. Buildings and grounds. Is Craig on?
Can everybody hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Dan.
Okay. So, as Karen had mentioned, my staff were on the second floor of the elementary, and they are right now on the last room to be completed. So tomorrow and before the end of the week, we'll be starting to strip and wax the hallways of the first and second floor. As I said before, the high school is done, but we will have to go back after everything is completed to do touch-ups for, the rooms not being occupied to get cobwebs and bugs and everything. So after that's completed, then we're going to be focusing on the blue wing, which is the BOCES wing, because we have them areas with new meadows, Mr. Ward's office, the boardroom, etc. And then we'll go, and there's some offices that we have to occupy when available to get them done. So at the rate we're going right now, I say we'll have the whole school completed by the second week of August. And that being said, I had mentioned before regarding my Class B license, I'm on course right now to do my road test, which Mr. Ward is trying to set up for the end of July. So hopefully I pass and I get my CDL. Basically, that concludes it.
So Craig,
if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask.
I just want to add one thing. Also, Craig and his staff attended a training with our new facilities safety firm. Needham is the name of the firm, over at Granville last Friday. So they were talking about cleaning and sanitizing techniques. So we have provided that professional training for them, and Needham will be following up with us here right on site at Fort Edward as well. So his folks are getting some training last week. It probably wasn't terrible being in that air-conditioned auditorium as opposed to outside sweating it out, but they're getting some well-deserved and much-needed training on what to expect as we look at coming back next year. And I want to thank Craig for working towards that license. And it's worth mentioning that the school that we share Craig with is helping support that training. They have a little bit more transportation staff and many more vehicles. So I want to, without naming the school, I want to thank that school and certainly their transportation supervisor for helping facilitate that.
That's great.
Good luck, Craig.
Thank you, Dan.
You got it.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for doing that. That's awesome. Okay. Next on the agenda, discussion items. First one is the budget revote.
Yeah, so it'll be maybe less of a discussion and more informational, but certainly happy to talk to anybody or field any questions. Not that I can answer every single one, but I want to start by sharing my screen again. So the governor Friday provided some guidance on what had to happen. And when he did so, it immediately made a bunch of deadlines, the first one being today. By today, everyone had to have a postcard mailed to them. So it wasn't a lot of time to get back in the office Monday and get this thing rip roaring. But I will tell you that as of, what time did we finish those, Toby? 2 or 3 o'clock? I don't know. 2 or 3
About
o'clock?
2:30. About 2:30.
So by 3, I had them down at the post office, and here's what it looks like. It lets folks know that it's July 28th, 2020, between the hours of noon and 8 at the elementary school foyer. On-site voting can occur using the guidelines set forth. We don't have those guidelines yet, but by the 28th, we should. hopefully well before the 28th, but we'll see how it goes. We also had to set our budget hearing based on those statutory guidelines set by the governor. So that's going to be on July 21st at 5:30 via video conference. And it goes down through to talk about how to access a video conference. And that last paragraph talks about how someone can apply for an absentee ballot. That is the big change here. Voting in person, that's one big change. Change two is if somebody needs an absentee ballot, they must request and fill out an application for the absentee ballot. And they do so, as it says in the last sentence, by contacting our district clerk, which is Toby Bissett. She's staying on with us to get us through this vote. I appreciate that, Toby, very much.
You're welcome.
So that's her number and her email address. So she'll be working through that. And I want to show folks the back of the card too, especially over here in the Board of Ed part. So this is the proof that I approved today. And you can see that the board is listed correctly. I will tell you that when I picked them up from the print shop at 1 o'clock, the board was printed incorrectly. So I want to apologize to Christina and Dan. They printed the old board on it, but I don't have the time to have them reprinted and get them out by today. So I want to show you that I had it right. And they printed it using the old one. So I apologize, and it will be correct. The next time around, I will make them double check before they start printing it.
No worries.
So I apologize.
That's all right. That's
for
all
that.
right.
So we'll get it right. So the deadline for the postcards was today. The budget must be completed at least 7 days prior to the hearing at which it is to be presented. So our hearing is the 21st. So our budget must be done by the 14th. That's why our finance committee meeting is on the 13th, because really anything we want in that, it should be done by the 13th. It should be done. So we'll be presenting that to you, Charlene and I, and we have a little bit of time to talk about it, but not a lot of time on the 14th to change it around. Property tax report card, which Charlene submits, is due on the 14th. The public hearing has to be between 7 and 14 days prior to the revote. I chose 7 days prior to give us plenty of time to get the budget notice done. In my deadline for sending the budget notice, which would be the newsletter type thing that you folks are used to, is 6 days before the revote. So that will be July 22nd, but I'm going to try to have it done prior to that so that folks can have it in their hand before the budget hearing. So that will be our hope. And then the revote day is July 28th, and that's all on a sheet that came to us from our school attorney. So that's what I have for A, B, and C. Under discussion, I'll answer any questions or any discussion you folks need to have.
Any questions for Dan regarding those timelines? You sent the invitations out. Please respond if you can that you're going to be there. And obviously our finance committee is open to all board members, not just those on the committee. So I encourage everyone to attend those. Anyone have any questions or any discussion on that, or I'll move on to the agenda?
I have a quick question on the absentee ballot. Is there a time frame that someone would have to ask for one of those? It doesn't stay on the card.
Yeah, so that is in this guide at some place. I think it's 6 days prior to have. Hold on, I'm trying to find it. And if I can't find it, I'll find it between now and the end of the meeting because I know it's here. I believe it's 6 days prior if you want it mailed to you to mail back in. And I believe it's 1 day if you're going to come and pick it up in person. But I will find it in these papers. Oh,
this will also be on our website as information to people if they have that question.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you.
Hey, I have one question too, Dan. Was there any guidance on the counting of absentee ballots? Like, are they going to be counted the day of the budget vote, or is it going to be like, is there anything with those?
Right now,
We usually count it the same day.
Okay, I just wasn't sure.
Yeah, so nothing in this guidance that we've received so far says anything different than a normal budget vote where Toby would be opening those during the same day as the voting is occurring.
Okay, very good.
And not until 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, let's hope not, Toby.
No,
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 it will
I
not be
definitely not.
in the morning. And our ballot will be much simpler this time, but we are planning to use paper ballots. Basically, it will have, shall the Board of Education be allowed this much money? Yes or no? 2 boxes. So we aren't planning on bringing in machines, paper ballots, and then we'll count the paper ballots. The election inspectors will count the paper ballots, and we'll have the results that night.
Very good.
Great.
Barring any further guidance that changes the rules.
Right.
I have 2 items I have to add to discussion really quickly. One is I just was informed today, and Dan, you may know about this, that BOCES is looking to appoint Mike Glass, reappoint Mike Glass due to the election they had and people didn't fill those seats. So they do need our board to I don't know, make a motion or elect him to that seat. Do you know anything about that?
So I don't have anything formal from Mr. Dexter along those lines at this time, unless it came, during the day in email. But it wouldn't hurt for us to have a motion if you feel comfortable asking for one from our board, approving and endorsing his candidacy for that seat.
Okay, yeah, because Mike served on for the last 3 years and then wasn't running for the seat again. And then some seats became open and they had reached out to Mike about filling one of those seats. So because it's outside the normal election of seats, they're looking for a consensus, I guess, or a vote to nominate him to those seats before they actually go ahead and do it. Maybe we wait for Jim to send the guidance and we go that way. Dan?
I think I would say the opposite way. As long as the board isn't opposed to it, it doesn't make Mike a Fort Edward board member. School board has to be somebody, I think, who endorses the candidacy. I think it would be, since we don't have another meeting scheduled for a while, we could do that motion tonight. And if something happens and it has to be a separate motion, we could have a special meeting to do so. But if we can try to cover it tonight, I think that's wise with everybody's summer schedules. And Joe, I just wanted to clarify, applications must be received no later than 7 days before the election if the ballot is to be mailed to the voter, or no later than the day before the election if the ballot is to be delivered personally to the voter or their designee.
All right.
And I'll get it on the website.
I think it's the same as it usually is.
Is that the same, Toby?
I think it's the same.
Yeah. So we'll get it posted, and we'll get the application posted on our website as well.
Yeah.
So I just have a question about the point for the BOCES seat. Is that traditionally a seat that someone from the Fort Edward board would hold, or is that not the way it has worked in the past? I don't know.
No, every school district has the ability to push someone forward for a seat that's open for the BOCES. We've been fortunate in Fort Edward. We had Charlie sitting on the BOCES board, representing us and bringing us all the good stuff from the BOCES for close to 19 years, I think. And then Mike went on the board directly after that. And I think it's, in my opinion, it's fantastic to have a member of our community, if not our board, serving on the BOCES board. Just kind of represents us in the BOCES, and we get some pretty good information that way. So if that answers your question.
I just didn't know if it was traditionally a board member from the FE board or if it was just a community member.
Yeah.
You don't have to hold a board seat.
Yeah, you don't have to hold a board seat, and Fort Edward is not guaranteed a seat on the BOCES board in any way. They appoint their board from all the component schools. So from the 31 components, they have to get a board of, I don't know how many are on there. It's 12 or 15, something like that.
The large board, yeah.
And they're just looking, they're going to appoint somebody. I think they're just looking for people to support an individual's candidacy. We're not voting for somebody. It would just be a kind of a motion of support.
So are we adding that to the action items tonight then? Is
That's
that-
I would like to, yes, yeah.
Okay.
So with that being said, I need a motion to endorse the candidacy for Mike Glass for the open position on the BOCES board. Which
Motion.
Anita.
Motion.
Yep. I'll second that.
Okay.
You can do Ella. Ella's fine.
Okay, Ella seconds. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
I'm gonna abstain just because I'm not familiar with it.
Gotcha. Okay. So Christina abstains. So it's 7-0-1, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for that, guys. Back to the agenda. Dan, I don't see it on the agenda, but we did have a brief discussion about our board retreat this year. Did you want to talk about that a little bit? Did we have a discussion about that? Or
Yeah,
are we
you
gonna
want to add it under discussion? Under discussion, sure. So we have a couple new board members, and Tom and I did have a short discussion about rather than it being just the retreat, that we have it be a new member orientation. And we get the new folks together with the standing board members, and let it be some question and answer. And we do go through some of the documents that we've gone through traditionally each year, but we do that maybe in the beginning as a short piece, and then we provide a chance for those new board members to ask questions about the position of board member, and maybe for our sitting board members to say, here are some things I thought about when I started, or here are some things that I wasn't sure of, and here's how I figured it out. And maybe spend 45 minutes doing that, and then spend some time looking at our goals as we do annually. And I think it would be more, the difference would be more of an orientation for the first part, where everybody comes to the table with something.
So there's no way that we could do this like socially distancing instead of over Google Meets. Like there's no way. I'm just asking because I feel like I feel like a lot of substance comes out of that, right? Mm-hmm. And doing it over Google Meets is hard. So there's no way we can do it in like a socially distant manner where we're wearing masks and we're 6 feet apart or whatever we have to do. There's no way we can
try to.
Or we can go to a restaurant at a table right next to each other. I mean,
so I know the rules on the meeting, right? But that's a retreat. That's actually a retreat is closed to the public, so we don't have to worry about trying to make it available to the public, which could change the rules that we would have. So the orientation and retreat could be closed to the public. Maybe we can, as long as maybe we could be in the same room and be socially distant at 6 foot with appropriate masking and all that. So let me check on that. In the meantime, can we talk about a date possibly?
Yeah, well, let's add one thing to it. I think it's absolutely imperative that we do it in person. This is not only an orientation, but it's a team building exercise, or at least that's what the original intent was for this, to us get to know each other and kind of build on our team getting ready for the year and then go over those things. So it's important, I think, that we're together, and I think we can do it 6 feet apart. Typically we'll get some dinner and we'll enjoy a dinner during this. But you're right, it has to be within the guidelines, but I think we can achieve it. We're talking about, maybe 10, 11 people. So I think we can do it. Go ahead.
I just think, like, I was thinking back to like our first retreat way back, before we hired Dan or right after we hired Dan, and we did our first retreat, and I learned a lot. I think we spent a lot of time working like as a team, and I hate the idea of doing it over here. Like, you can't see everybody, you can't hear everybody. You don't really have a chance to really connect, I guess.
Yeah. So if it's got to be later in the summer, Dan, to achieve the ability to meet in person, I think that would be the better way to go. But as soon as we can get together in that way, I think we should. So do we set it for August, and is everyone okay with setting it for August?
Yes.
You want to throw out some dates, Dan, to us, and we can do your
So you've got
quarterly thing or whatever?
I can. So you've got a board meeting August 17th. Do you want me to put it in the same week? Like try for the 18th?
Does that work with everyone?
That would be good.
That works for me.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay. All right, let's do it that way. Let's do it tentatively for the 18th. If something changes, then we'll adjust to that. But it's really important for us all to get together. We have a lot of work to do this year. So I think we should try to get this accomplished. So, all right, thanks, folks. Okay.
Like, that's one more question, like 5:30 on that as well?
Yeah, 5:30 is good, and we'll have dinner and all that good stuff. So we'll do it at 5:30.
That's my favorite part.
There you go. All right. Cool. All right. So moving on. Okay. To the consent agenda, item 7.
That should be June 8th. That should be, what date was the meeting? The 14th?
No, the regular meeting was the 17th.
17th. So
That's on me, sorry.
What's the correction there?
So approval of minutes for the June 17th, 2020 meeting.
Okay.
That's the meeting we had to move back several times because of the budget vote.
Yep. So we need to amend A to June 17th. I need a motion to approve the minutes for June 17th regular meeting.
Aye.
I think that was Chris and Echo.
Yep.
I think I saw Ella raise her hand.
Okay. Chris and Ella, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposition? Any abstentions? I need a motion to approve B, C, and D, please.
Motion.
Anita?
Yeah. Second.
Joe?
Yep.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposition? Any abstain? All right, so we're down to item 8, action items. I'm going to see if I can. All right, so I need a motion to approve items A through H, please. A through H.
Motion.
Anita?
Second.
Joe? Any discussion? All this information was sent to us via the Google Drive. But is there any discussion on these items?
Just real quickly, I do want to let you know that I reached out to our 2 newest board members to make sure they were able to access the documents, and they both were able to do so.
Great.
Just need your vote.
Okay. So we have motion, no discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Any opposed? Any abstaining? All right. I need a motion to approve item I with the resolution as written on your agenda.
Motion.
Chris?
Second.
Second.
I think that was Ella, I heard first. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Anyone abstaining? Okay, so resolved. Okay, item 9, personnel. I do believe these items were tabled.
So letter A.
Letter A, yeah, okay.
I would recommend that you, I would recommend letter A.
Yep.
For your consideration this evening. And then letters B, B through V, I would recommend that you table until such time as there is a school budget in force. Till we have an adopted school budget.
Right. So
I moved them forward just so I wouldn't forget them. They're going to appear on every agenda until we take action besides tabling.
Perfect. Okay, so I do need a motion to appoint Shauna Brown as interim tutor for ESY for a specific student at a rate of pay per the FETA contract. I need a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Who was it first?
Dan.
I think it was Dan, yeah.
Okay,
Dan.
Okay.
And then Ella?
Yep.
Okay.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Anyone abstaining on that? I need a motion to table personnel B through V as in Victor.
Make the motion.
Second.
Anita, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Anyone opposed? And anyone abstaining? Okay, so move. They got into table. Toby, did you receive any items for the community comment second session?
No, I did not.
No, did not. Okay. Then with that said, I need a motion to enter into executive session to discuss matters referring to negotiations.
Yeah, I'm going to say grievance and negotiations.
Grievance and negotiations. Okay, thank you.
Motion.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Anita and
You can do Joe.
Anita. Joe.
Okay. Board members are and other individuals invited into executive session are reminded that all matters discussed during executive session must be kept in the strictest confidence. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. We will return to public session, not for any type of action, but to adjourn our regular meeting. But we do have to leave this meeting and enter into a different Google meeting that Dan will send us shortly. So Dan, do we keep this one on record while we leave, or what's the deal?
So I will stop the recording, and then when we come back in, I'll restart the recording. But I just want to make sure we don't need Charlene or the principals or Craig any further, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
And Toby, I'm good. I'll get you the rest of the stuff.
Okay.
Thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Thank you, Toby. Thank you.
I'll send you folks. I'm going to stop this recording. I'll send everyone another link. Make it back yet.
I hear birds chirping.
That's gotta be. There's Dave.
We're at the road, Chris.
All right. Sitting by the pool.
There, all 8 board members have made it back into the meeting. I did restart the recording to just record the end of the meeting. All I have left on the agenda is adjournment. Tom is muted.
Okay.
Motion.
Second.
I hope nobody read my list there. Okay, I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Joe.
Motion.
Anita. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, folks. Enjoy your evening. Christina, get out of the car.
Yeah, Christina.
Yeah,
Christina, breathe. You're trying to breathe.
I know.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.